learned this week of an unhappy Eid al-Adha for Donald Trump.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
Okay. Tell me more.
Let's see where this goes.
You are correct to be curious, but we speak not of US President Donald Trump, whose interest in the Islamic celebration of the obedience of Abraham is probably pretty limited, but Donald Trump the albino buffalo, recently the talk of Bangladesh for his noteworthy physical resemblance to the American Commander-in-Chief. Or should we say, Commander-in-Beef. We learned, to be clear, that outward appearance is all the two Donald Trumps have in common. Oddly hued pinkish skin, extravagant ginger topiary, a certain bovine heft. These superficial similarities aside, they are obviously very different beings. One, a burly, blundering, somewhat lack-witted creature, largely uncomprehending of the world beyond its immediate circumstances, generally led around by the nose by its handlers, the other being an albino buffalo. It's too easy some weeks, it really is. Anyway, we learned that the brawny ruminants gathering celebrity...
In Bangladesh, a buffalo has gone viral for looking exactly like Donald Trump. The buffalo, famous for its golden tuft of hair and very serious expression, has become a superstar online.
Had not ultimately done it much good.
Despite the success, the buffalo's fate is already sealed. He is to be sacrificed within a few days.
For we learned that his rapacious owners had instead sold him for short-term gain. It is, yes, a sobering tale of bison men.
Oh my God.
Unless this turns out to be fake gnus.
Boo!
Because, but seriously...
We have an update now on the rare albino buffalo in Bangladesh, nicknamed Donald Trump, that we reported on earlier this week. The 700-kilo animal, which had already been sold for ritual slaughter, has been spared.
We learned that Donald Trump's keepers, taking note of public interest in the bizarre animal in their charge, had decided he was worth more to them alive than dead. But... we learned that no such reprieve was at hand for the other Donald Trump.
A spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry said several issues have been dealt with, but that doesn't mean a signed agreement is imminent.
We learned that Donald Trump, the president, not the bull, although ironically the one of the pair you'd be least likely to trust in a china shop, was still struggling somewhat with the execution of his brilliant plan to win the Nobel Peace Prize by starting a war just so he could stop it. As we learned, and not for the first time in human history, that the former is rather easier than the latter. Which, we learned, could be bad news for one as yet uninvaded country.
Oman will behave just like everybody else, so we'll have to blow them up.
Oman, Iran, tomato. We learned, however, of a possible reason for Trump's bafflement that it was so hard to get out of a war in Iran, which was that he personally found it pretty easy to get out of a war in Vietnam. And we learned, or were reminded of this, from a departure from the script while commemorating Memorial Day, on which the United States acknowledges those who did not prevail upon an amenable family physician to write them a note confirming their affliction with a lamentable and deeply non-existent ailment. We learned that whoever writes the bits of his speeches Trump bothers to read out loud had lumbered him with an unwieldy conceit about the evolution of the names of those who have been lain in Arlington National Cemetery, beginning with 19-year-old Private William Christman of the 67th Pennsylvania Infantry of the Union Army.
Beside him are more than 18,000 other young men named William, over 20,000 named John, over 13,000 named James, joined over time by Isaac, Elijah, Earls, Hanks, Helens, Wands, Margarets, Marius, Donalds. Not too many.
And honestly, if you can't laugh at the sacrifices made by others who died to enable you to one day order the erection of an immense Ultimate Fighting Championship ring on the White House lawn...
New construction is underway for an unprecedented spectacle. A cage fight at the White House. A massive arch taller than the building itself, part of a makeshift arena for an upcoming Ultimate Fighting Championship event.
What can you laugh at? Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But Sticking with the subject of devil-may-care adventurers risking life and limb in pursuit of some goal larger than themselves, we learned not only was it once again cheese rolling week, but that there had been a definitive showdown for the title of King of Cooper's Hill. But first, a brisk recap. Let's have some brisk recap music. Cheese rolling is a thing they do every year near the Gloucestershire hamlet of Brockworth, where a wheel of double Gloucester is rolled down a steep hill and hordes of idiots run after it despite the precisely zero chance of anyone catching it, and very frequently need to be scraped off the slope by ambulance crews. Yes, they're all Emmental. It sounds like this. We learned that this year there was to be the definitive contest between veteran 23-time champion and local hero Chris Anderson, who limped out of retirement to take on youthful German challenger Tom Kopke, winner of the last 2 cheese rolls, to be clear, the event, not the comestible. Obviously, yes, there is an amount of history in play here. The Dam Busters March, really, grow up. But who, wondered 2 anxious, invested nations perched on the edge of their seats, would triumph?
Tom Kopke has won it for Germany!
And we learned that this was not to be the end of England's humiliation.
Alice Hugard from France won the women's race, making this a truly international event.
They just weren't good enough? Is that anything? For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Mueller.